We have made it. Training camp is literally a day away. So let's preview it. I'm going to talk about all the nuances, all the rules, the regulations, what to expect, what we should see, all that good stuff. Let's jump into this. Do you smell it? Do you smell it? What is up, fans? Do you smell it? No, I didn't fart. Tomorrow, the vets are reporting, and on Wednesday, they hit the field. And on Saturday, it is open to the public, meaning football is back. You're going to hear the crashing, the slamming, the football, the news, the reporting, all that good stuff. And then 3 weeks from yesterday, Miami Dolphins will be in Chicago to take on the Bears in the first preseason game, and we get to watch football with our eyes. I'm excited. Some of you might not be excited, and that gets into the first thing I want to talk about before we jump into all of these rules, regulations, and everything. I took so many notes for you guys. You guys have killed it in getting yourself one of the shirts, one of the Show Me shirts. 20. It has doubled since the last time I've checked it. Love every single one of you. Again, if you went out and got yourself one of these shirts, which is my mantra for 2025, show me. Hear a lot of things. It's all fine and fantastic. Show us. Let me make it a little smaller so my face isn't. Please send me a picture so I can shout you out because you're amazing for going out there and grabbing some. Also, like I said, football is almost here. I can feel it. I'm excited. There's going to be people who are like, who cares? We're probably barely going to win 8 games. This team sucks. Tua is still the quarterback. We couldn't figure out how to get out of a wet paper bag. This team, I'm not watching any of this stuff. Well, I also made merch, I think last year. That's this one. Don't be this guy. Enjoy football. That merch has been on my store for a hot minute. If you want to go grab yourself one of them and you know one of those guys who's just constantly looking like this guy, always mad about something, you can grab that as well. Don't feel like you need to, but if you do and you want to shout out, please either DM me on Twitter, on Instagram, or you can email me. My email's in the description, and I'm going to shout you out for being an amazing human being and going out and grabbing yourself a t-shirt. Because that's also like, you're not only like, hey, show me, which is on the back. The front, it's just like a DDW here, but also people be like, hey, where'd you get that? And you're helping spread the channel, which again, hits me right here. Love you all. Again, you don't need to do these things. And the fact that 20 of you guys have done it, it just makes me feel good. You guys are the best. So thank you for that. So if you want, again, link is in the description. You can go grab yourself. I think I have mugs. I have t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, stickers, a bunch of stuff, all made in the US. So go check them out. One little thing before we jump into the preseason, Noah Fant, the tight end for the Seattle Seahawks, was released yesterday. And a lot of people are like, whoa, because he's still young. He still has a lot of promise. Dolphins only have $2 million in cap space, but there are moves that they can do to get more cap space. Don't touch Tua's contract, but they can give an extension to Sealer, give an extension to Brewer, give an extension to Brooks, cut Bailey. That will give them at least like around $12 million in cap space, and they can do some things with that. But again, there's the big question mark. Are they going to do those things if there's a big fat question mark on the future of this team, being Greer and McDaniel? But no offense out there. I say, why not, kick the tires and see, blah, blah, blah. But we'll see about that. Now let's get into the training camp stuff as I bring my notes over here because I took notes on the rules. I do this every year. If you've been rocking with me for 7 years now, seven or 8, I don't know how many seasons I've done this for, but I've done this for a while and I love every minute of it. You know that every time preseason training camp comes around, I give you the rules and regulations so you kind of have an idea of what are they doing tomorrow on Wednesday? Are they doing this on Wednesday? When is the first padded practice? Everyone wants to know that. I'm going to tell you all the rules and regulations that the new CBA brought in however many years ago they did it. Rules and regulations for you guys that are going there and girls, just so you know. And when I say you guys, it's like everyone. I'm lumping you all in. maybe I'll say ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to exclude the women that watch this channel. I do appreciate you as well. So let's get into it. So there's a 5-day acclimation period. And in that 5 days, it's kind of getting these NFL teams ready. And it's not like a throw right back into it and then have to deal with deep tissue injuries. And you might be like, what's a deep tissue injury? Hamstring injuries and stuff like that. So there's a 5-day period. So first off, if you do not show up at practice and it is unexcused that you're not at training camp, you're holding out for whatever reason, it's $50,000 a day you get fined by the team. So some of these players that are looking for new contracts, I think Trey Hendrickson with the Bengals, I don't know if he's showing up or not, $50,000 a day he will get charged. So day one, they come in, which will be Wednesday or tomorrow. I think it might be tomorrow is day one for them. You get physicals, meeting, classroom stuff, no on the field stuff besides running. So I think that's tomorrow when the vets come in. They get their physicals, kind of see where they're at, what they've been doing for the past month and a half. How are they? Can they run? You know, are they winded? Did you gain weight? Did you lose weight? Are you in shape? Are you not in shape? That's day one. Day 2 to 5. No live contact, meaning no hitting, tackling to the ground. Shells are permitted. No more than 3.5 hour practices. And you might be like, what the crap is shells? Those are the light shoulder pads you'll see them wear. Like, it's not the pads you see during games or even preseason. They're kind of thinner so you can move more, but you don't take hits from them because they're not really there. And again, no more than 3.5 hours of practice. And I will get into how the hours work because there's semantics to that as well. Day 2 and 3 of those 5 days, helmets and jointly approved shirts for full speed practice and practice in general. So again, no live contact, no hitting, but they will have their helmets on. And, you know, you've seen pictures of that in training camp, like the first few days where they have helmets on, but, you know, shorts and jerseys. Day 4 and 5 is shells and spiders are permitted. Now spiders are, again, the stuff on, you know, around here and, you know, the short light pads. Those are permitted for day 4 and 5. Now all plays received a day after all players receive a day off after the acclimation period. So again, if you look at the training camp dates, the vets report tomorrow, then again, tomorrow, I'm just going to count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th day is the one that's open to the public on the 26th, that Saturday. They don't have camp the next day, the 27th, and then the 28th, 29th, and 30th, they have training camp. That 27th, this upcoming Sunday, is the day that per CBA article, blah, 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 they have to have off. So the acclimation period, the first 5 days, are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And again, Saturday's day 5, so you'll have them with the shells on. Again, no live contacts, but you'll get to see what they do there. After the 5-day acclimation period, 2-a-days are permitted, but they are not allowed to go over the total of 4 hours. Full pads are allowed. So you're probably Monday the 28th, that'll probably be the first padded practice. So if anyone's like, hey, I want to go to training camp, what day should I go? 26th will probably be light and easy. 28th seems like it is going to be the padded practice. Full pads, but only for 2.5 hours. And if you do 2-a-days, you have to give them 90-minute break in between those practices. And again, you can, so say they're doing 2-a-days, no full padded. The first day of practice, the first half of the practice is 3 hours. Then you only have the players for another hour. See how it works? So it's like a full 4 hours. Same thing with the first 5 days where you get 3.5 hours. If you have them on the field for like 2 hours, well, you only get them for another hour and a half. So you can break it up into twice a day, like come off, take a 90-minute break, but we're going to go back out there. Got to keep it in that 4 hours. There's that. So that's it, right? That's the rules and regulation when it comes to when they can practice, when they can't practice, what are the rules, the listings, yada, yada. So after Saturday is that full 5-day acclimation period. Then the padded practice will be the 28th. And then it'll be like, I think they can only do it once a week, padded practice, if I remember correctly. So, you know, there's that. And once every 4 days. I think it's something like that, because I know that they'll have a padded practice when they have joint practice with Chicago next week. Yes. Not next week, the week after. They'll have padded practice when they do 2 with Detroit, and then they'll have padded practice when they have 1 with Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'll be there for that. I'll be there for the day before, the 20th, and I'll be there for the 21st of August for both of those practices. So again, if you're going and you're like, hey, I'd like to see you, those are the days I'll be there. Now, let's talk about the physically unable to perform list, because that is something you're going to hear. That is also something you're going to hear, and players are going to be put on after tomorrow, because if you are physically unable to perform, aka you are out of shape, my friend, you will be put on the PUP, physically unable to perform list. Now, there is the active PUP, and you can come off that whenever. So again, that is probably for guys who are out of shape, and you'll come off that when you just get back and get acclimated. Okay, he's off the PUP. Like, it's nothing. If you see so-and-so's on the PUP, like if you see, and I'm going to talk about this, Tyreek Hill's on the PUP, don't freak out. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. He's probably just like, wasn't doing much the 30 days he was off, which I doubt, and again, a bad example of a person, and he'll probably be off in 2 days. That's what the active is, right? And he will count towards the 90-man. If you're on the active PUP, you count towards the 90-man. Now, there's the reserve physically unable to perform list. Those players seem to be the players that are coming off an injury or dealing with an injury. And you might see guys like that. Like, you might see, and again, I'm going to talk about this in a second, like Austin Jackson or James Daniels start on the PUP. Now, those are guys that can come off whenever, but they might not be on the active PUP because they're dealing with, these injuries that they're coming off of. If they don't come off the PUP before the final cuts, now again, back in the day, it used to be they would go from 90 to 80, 80 to 70, and then 70 to 53, if my memory is correct. Now it's 90 to 53. It's just a big old whoppa. You got to cut it down. If these players that are on the PUP don't come off the PUP before that cut, you are then out a minimum of 4 weeks. So the first 4 weeks of the season, you are out and you're still on the PUP. Then once you start practicing, the team has 5 weeks to activate you. If not, you're done for the year. Got it? So that is that. And that is essentially the rules of the team in a nutshell. So for the past 12 minutes, I've been telling you what to expect and the rules and everything. If you're like, I'm confused, just rewind and listen again. Now, for you guys and girls, if you're going to the practices, you are not allowed to videotape or record any audio. You could take pictures out the wazoo. You're not allowed to videotape. Now, I will say this, and I'm not telling you to videotape. I don't want you guys to get in trouble, but people have videotaped and have sent me footage that I in turn share with you guys. I am not telling you to videotape. I don't want you to get in trouble. If you have footage, send it to me, but don't do it. Anyway, so you're not allowed to videotape, no audio or anything. Now let's talk about the team in a whole, kind of what we're going to expect, right? They come, and you now know the schedule and everything. I want to know when we're going to sign a corner, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us are. Now, again, we have about $2 million in cap space. That also comes into my second point with, when will we sign a corner or add another tight end, Noah Fant, or bring in depth at the offensive line, but also, when are people going to get extensions? And I named about 3 of them that could get an extension that could clear cap space for us, because you can allocate and move money so that the first year or this year of that contract, or the new contract, the extension, has a lower cap hit to help the team. When are these guys going to get extensions? Because you get extensions, then all of a sudden we have money. And we have money. There's a Rasul Douglas, there's Asante Samuel Jr., there's Stephon Gilmore, there's Mike Hilton, there's guys out there that we could possibly add or trade for to help this team now. And again, if you're like, what's the point? Who cares? So there's that. Also, Mika Fitzpatrick. I know a lot of people are like, I haven't heard from him. I haven't heard anything about him. From what I heard, and take it with a grain of whatever, he's apparently been working with some Dolphin players, right? So I don't think he's unhappy. And I think the reason, if he was unhappy and he didn't want to come here, I don't think the trade would have happened with him. Because that's not what the Steelers are doing. But like, screw it. From what I'm hearing, he wanted to work with Weaver, and he's excited to work with Weaver because he can do things and kind of regenerate or fix his career. Because again, 2-year slump or whatever. So don't worry about Mika. New culture, right? Are we going to baby these players again? Are there just going to be vet rest days, or guys going to, that's the other thing I want to see with this whole new culture thing. Now, I think the new culture thing also is going to be players having each other's backs, especially in the locker room, holding each other accountable. Apparently, Jalen Wright was saying that is different when he was talking with Amy Adams, I think her name is, not Amy Adams, but you know what I'm saying? Saying that the culture is different in that aspect where people aren't late and people are holding each other accountable. But I also want to see Mike McDaniel, and is he going to continue to do the whole vet rest days? Because we saw and you heard Tyreek Hill say how not working with these quarterbacks as much kind of put a little bit of not a strain, but like he wasn't as connected with them or especially Tua. So I'm wondering if we're going to get these vet rest days. The other thing I'm very interested in seeing when training camp starts essentially tomorrow is, again, the physically unable to perform list. Who is going to start training camp on it? Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, James Daniels, Austin Jackson, Tyreek Hill, again, his wrist surgeries. Who's going to start training camp on the physically unable to perform list? Now, those are 5 guys that I could think of that coming off of injuries and, might start on it. I would like to not see Bradley Chubb on it because his injury, he had a whole year to rest up from his injury. Jalen Phillips, maybe, but again, I think that might be more precautionary. Austin Jackson, James Daniels, I kind of expect it. I hope it doesn't, but I kind of expect it. And Tyreek Hill, from what I'm seeing and all the workout stuff and him, working out and, releasing the videos and even doing his own Twitch and everything, I'm hoping not. So if I were to see anyone start on the physically unable to perform list, it would be Austin Jackson and James Daniels. But I'm hoping it's one of those where, like, come next week, like the 28th or the 29th, they're off it. Because again, the pup is very fickle. You can get on it because you're winded for too long, and they're like, you're going to need a break. You're not physically unable to perform any of these duties, so you're going on it. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, you're doing better now. You just needed to get more wind sprints and you're off the list. It's very fluid, not fickle is what I meant to say. But training camp's here. Now, when it comes to me, what I used to do is, if you've been following me forever, I used to write my notes at work of what happened during camp. And I'd have sheets of paper, and I would record them in my car when I got out of work at 3:00, which was hilarious. I would hold my phone up and have sheets of paper. You'd see me in my polo or whatever, and I'd be in my car, and I'd be telling you what's happening at practice, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. Well, now I don't have to do that, but I like to wait until at least like 4:00-ish, a little later in the day, because the team also releases videos of their practices and you get better angles and better footage and stuff. So comment below. I'll go off of what you guys and girls say. Would you prefer me to just release it as soon as practice is over? But again, you're not going to get much footage. Or would you prefer me to wait? Because again, practice starts at 9 a.m. and it'll be over by 11. Would you prefer me to release it as soon as it's over, or wait a little bit so I can give you some footage? Comment below. Say wait a little bit, or release it right away. If I can put a poll below, I'll do it. I don't think I can. But that's it. That's training camp in a nutshell. That's what you're going to expect from me whenever there's training camp. So you're going to get a guaranteed video Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of me recapping training camp. Every time there is a camp day, I will make a video recapping it, and you're going to get a full breakdown of 7-on-7, 1-on-1s, 11-on-11s, who did good here, who did good there. Obviously, I'm not there. I will be there for the 2 days, the 20th and 21st. But I'll give you everything I know, and even some behind the scenes stuff. And even if there is no camp, you'll probably get a video, unless I need a break. Like this week, you're probably going to get a video tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then I'm going to take a break. Like the Saturday video might be later because I'm going to see Fantastic Four. Or maybe I'll go see Fantastic Four Sunday. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying. So Yeah, that's it. How are you? It's a lot to take in. I get it. If you need to rewind and listen again, or if you really don't care, then I don't blame you. This is stuff that I find interesting. Before I even started this channel, I love to watch preseason games because one, I want to see what we have in depth, and two, I love football. So any ounce of football I could watch, the Hall of Fame game, anything, I'd watch it because you get that like feeling, that like butterflies and the excitement, like we're back. I know this isn't like meaningful, but we're back. We're watching football. We're watching highlights. Like it's fun. So this gets me jazzed up and I'm excited. So comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Wait or release it right away. Other than that, I will see you tomorrow. The vets will report. I'll let you know who's there, who's not there, all that good stuff. But like usual. Oh, also the Dolphin Collective will be back tomorrow at 7:30. So if you want to come hang out, chat with us about the first day of camp, do it. But on that, like usual, stay classy. FN's out.